Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. The 2025 MotoGP season has started in spectacular fashion, with Marc Márquez claiming a dominant victory on his debut with Ducati at the Thai Grand Prix. The 8-time world champion sent a clear message to the grid, while the Italian manufacturer celebrated a dream triple podium finish. Dani Pedrosa has weighed in on Marc Márquez's stunning victory at the Thai Grand Prix, describing the 8-time world champion's performance as a clear sign that his talent remains intact. The MotoGP legend highlighted Márquez's intelligence, resilience, and race management, proving that with the right bike, the Spaniard is still a force to be reckoned with. Fabio Quartararo endured a difficult start to the 2025 MotoGP season at the Thai Grand Prix, finishing 15th in the main race after grappling with persistent grip issues. The Yamaha rider, who showed promise during preseason testing, was unable to translate that form into race performance at Podium. Quartararo admitted that the lack of rear grip from the opening lap left him unable to push, leaving him far off the pace. Rookie sensation Pedro Acosta finds himself at the center of controversy following the Thai MotoGP Grand Prix. The KTM rider endured a tough weekend in Podium, crashing out of the race and finishing 19th. However, it's not just his on-track performance making headlines. Acosta has become the target of social media criticism after a recent comment about Marc Márquez sparked backlash among fans. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marc Márquez's move to Ducati has already paid dividends, with the Spanish star delivering a flawless performance in Podium to claim his first victory aboard the ZNGP 25. Despite starting from the second row, Márquez managed his tires and the extreme heat to perfection, making a decisive late-race move to secure the win. His brother, Alex Marquez, led much of the race before settling for second, while Pecco Bagnaia completed the podium, giving Ducati a lockout of the top three. Marc's debut triumph also puts him at the top of the World Championship standings after the opening round. One of the standout images of the weekend came in Parc Fermé, where Ducati's technical director Gigi Dall'Igna was seen kissing the number 93 on Márquez's bike, a gesture that underlined the team's faith in their newest rider. Dall'Igna praised Márquez's immediate impact on the GP25, calling his weekend perfect. The first race is always the most difficult, but Marc had a perfect weekend. The important thing is to maintain consistency throughout the season. Quote from Dall'Igna. The win marks a stunning start to Márquez's new chapter with Ducati, who opted for an evolution of their 2024 bike rather than an all-new design. Márquez's victory wasn't just about raw speed, it was also a masterclass in race management. The Spaniard briefly allowed his brother to overtake him during the middle stages to control front tire pressure in the blistering Thai heat. The strategy sparked debate, but Dall'Igna defended the move. The tire pressure and temperature were within the plan. We have software that helps the riders make these decisions in the race. Márquez's patience paid off, as he reclaimed the lead with a decisive move in the closing laps, leaving no doubt about his intentions for 2025. Ducati couldn't have asked for a better opening round, with 3 bikes on the podium and 5 inside the top 10. The GP25 has already proven to be the bike to beat, and the team plans to introduce further updates after the opening 4 races. Franco Morbidelli narrowly missed out on the podium in 4th, while Fabio Di Giannantonio and Fermín Aldeguer added more valuable points for the Italian manufacturer. With Marc Márquez back on top and Ducati asserting their dominance, the 2025 MotoGP season is already shaping up to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory. The big question now, can Márquez maintain this form and mount a serious title challenge in his first season with Ducati? All eyes now turn to Argentina for round 2. Marc Márquez's return to the top step of the podium at Podium has sparked admiration across the paddock, none more so than from his former Honda teammate, Dani Pedrosa. Speaking to DAZN, Pedrosa praised Marquez's ability to bounce back from years of injuries and setbacks, showing that his trademark talent is undiminished. Marc Márquez's talent is still there. With the right weapons, he has shown that he still has a lot of gas despite his injuries. Quote from Dani Pedrosa. Pedrosa emphasized that with a competitive bike under him, Marquez remains a constant threat in the championship battle. Marquez's victory didn't come without challenges. A tire pressure issue forced him to drop back behind his brother, Alex Marquez, in the middle stages of the race. Pedrosa explained that rather than taking unnecessary risks, the veteran opted for a clever strategy, using his brother's slipstream to maintain pace and avoid overheating the front tire. It seems that he slowed down due to the tire pressure, but as soon as he got into his brother's slipstream, he kept going. This intelligent race management underlined Marquez's experience and adaptability, helping him avoid a costly penalty while remaining in contention for the win. Pedrosa also highlighted the impressive performance of Alex Marquez, who finished second after a hard-fought race. The younger Marquez recovered from a slow start to challenge his brother but ultimately struggled with rear tire degradation in the closing laps. Alex started very well, but the wear on his rear tire was clearly greater, and he had to sweat to keep second place. Despite fading late on, Pedrosa praised Alex's pace and consistency, predicting that the Gresini Ducati rider will be a regular podium contender this season. The third man on the podium, Francesco Bagnaia, is taking a more conservative approach to his title defense, something Pedrosa believes is a direct response to Marquez's presence in the championship battle. Pecco knows he can't fall. He is calculating much more about finishing races, especially considering that his rival is Marc. While Marquez's aggression can deliver spectacular victories, Bagnaia's consistency could prove decisive over the course of the season. Pedrosa also touched on the technical challenges facing riders this season, particularly the impact of tire pressure regulations. Marquez's struggle to raise his front tire pressure highlighted the fine balance between performance and safety in MotoGP. Looking ahead, Pedrosa believes Marquez will continue to shine on circuits that suit his style, but warns that Bagnaia will be stronger on others. The mechanics' calculation of the tire pressure is a bit oriented towards safety, but even at record pace, he couldn't get the pressure up. I think that in the next races it could be similar because they are circuits that suit him very well, but there will be others that suit Bagnaia better. Dani Pedrosa's analysis highlights the fascinating dynamic emerging in the 2025 MotoGP season. With Marc Márquez back to winning ways, Alex Marquez pushing for podiums, and Francesco Bagnaia playing the long game, the championship battle is more open than ever. As the series heads to Argentina, all eyes will be on whether Marquez can continue his resurgence, or if Bagnaia's calculated approach will pay off in the long run. The weekend in Buram started with optimism for Fabio Quartararo, as Yamaha's encouraging preseason form suggested the Frenchman could fight at the sharp end. However, any hopes of a strong result quickly faded as Quartararo struggled from the opening lap of the race. Despite lining up 10th on the grid, he found himself unable to attack due to the lack of grip from his Yamaha M1. The 2021 world champion admitted the issue became apparent immediately, leaving him powerless to defend positions or gain ground. From the beginning we had the issue with the grip. I couldn't lean the bike was just sliding. So, I lost a lot of positions and unfortunately I was not able to make a great race. Quote from Fabio Quartararo. Quartararo's struggles were compounded by Michelin's tire allocation for the Thai GP. The Frenchman had voiced concerns during preseason testing about the front tire options at Buram, with the harder compound proving ill-suited to his aggressive braking style. Forced to use the hard front tire in the race, Quartararo found no improvement in grip, while the stiffer rear casing further hampered Yamaha's performance. The combination of tire limitations and a lack of rear traction left Quartararo unable to match the pace of the frontrunners. The soft front tire collapses, and already I was struggling with the hard. The rear didn't help us this race. Quartararo's 15th place finish marks a disappointing start to the season, but the Frenchman remains hopeful that a return to the standard rear tire casing at the upcoming Argentina GP will provide a much-needed boost. Acknowledging that Yamaha continues to struggle in low-grip conditions, Quartararo is cautiously optimistic that the Rio Hondo circuit could offer better opportunities, despite its typically dirty surface. Everything with low grip at the moment is quite complicated, but let's see with different tires. I think the casing will be same as normal, and this will also help us. Fabio Quartararo's Thai Grand Prix was a weekend to forget, as grip issues and tire challenges saw the Yamaha rider struggle to make an impact. With Argentina up next on the MotoGP calendar, Quartararo will be hoping for improved performance as Yamaha works to resolve its rear grip woes. Stay tuned for further updates as the 2025 season unfolds. The controversy stems from an appearance by Pedro Acosta on the Spanish TV show La Revuelta, where he was asked about his relationship with 8-time world champion Marc Márquez. Responding in a playful tone, Acosta jokingly replied, "Who?" before clarifying that he prefers to focus on his own performance rather than comparing himself to other riders. While the remark was made in a light-hearted context, it did not sit well with Marquez's devoted fanbase, particularly after the Ducati star's dominant victory in Thailand. "I focus on myself, I have too many problems. I like him, but without feelings." Quote from Pedro Acosta. The backlash intensified after Acosta's crash in the Thai GP, with social media users flooding the KTM rider's Instagram posts with harsh comments. Many fans mocked Acosta's earlier comment, questioning his status in the sport and drawing comparisons to Marquez's triumph in Buram. Criticism ranged from playful jabs to more aggressive remarks, with messages like, "Do you know who Marc is now?" and "Your ego plays tricks on you. You're a nobody in the world of motorcycling." Despite the negativity online, Acosta has remained silent on the matter, choosing to focus on his performance and upcoming races. While the social media storm rages on, Acosta is determined not to let the criticism affect his debut season in MotoGP. The young Spaniard is seen as KTM's rising star and a future title contender, despite his difficult start to the season. With the upcoming Argentina GP on the horizon, Acosta is working closely with his team to improve his performance and fight for his first Premier Class podium. The Murcia-born rider remains confident that he can bounce back and prove his talent on the track. "We are working hard with the team. I know we can achieve good results and fight for victory." Pedro Acosta's challenging weekend in Thailand has been overshadowed by the social media controversy surrounding his comments on Marc Márquez. As the young Spaniard looks to silence his critics, all eyes will be on his performance at the upcoming Argentina GP. Stay tuned for further updates as the MotoGP season unfolds. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.